Welcome, my fellow warriors. In this unique series, I, Vegeta, the Warrior Prince, dive into the world of Reddit to offer my no-nonsense advice and sharp critiques. Each episode, I handpick posts from various subreddits, ranging from relationship dilemmas to career conundrums, and give my unfiltered take on the issues at hand. With my trademark bluntness and fierce intellect, my insights are sure to be both entertaining and enlightening. Whether you're looking for practical advice or just want to see my fiery personality in action, this series promises to deliver. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some candid commentary from yours truly, the Warrior Prince. My son broke down at school when he thought I didn't come to his awards ceremony, and I feel like an awful parent. Today, I, 38F, attended my son's 9 award ceremony. I divorced my ex-husband 3 years ago, and I've been raising my 5 children, 20, 17, 16, 12, and 9, on my own since. My ex moved states right after and has paid a bare minimum amount of child support since. I'm struggling with depression and anxiety on top of dealing with a toxic relationship that makes it worse. I'm currently trying to cut ties with this person for my own mental health. My ex only comes in town a couple times a year and sees his children when he's here. It's all on me to support them in everything they need. The past few years, I haven't been the best at trying to make all of their school events, unless they are outside of work or school hours. They have band, drama club, book club, orchestra, anime club, etc. And I spend time in the evenings picking them up, dropping them off, going to concerts and etc. Last year, I attended my youngest son's award ceremony, and he was happy and surprised to see me there. When I asked why he was surprised, he said that I hadn't come to them in a while. That broke my heart, but I told myself that I wouldn't miss another one. This year, I took the day off work and showed up right before they started. I couldn't find him in the sea of kids, but waited until they called him up. I whooped for him, but he seemed sad walking across the stage. I noted where I saw him go sit and beelined for him as soon as the ceremony was over. When I got to him, the teacher was walking towards him, and he had his head on the table. The teacher and I both called his name at the same time, and he looked up with swollen eyes and was bawling that his mom didn't show up. When he finally saw me, he just cried harder and hugged me tight. He could only get out that he thought I didn't come. I feel like the worst parent alive right now. He had gotten so used to me not coming to his daytime events or volunteering for school activities like field day that he had no faith in me being there for him. I hate myself for having to choose work because I can barely afford groceries after rent and bills. I hate myself for feeling overwhelmed when he's not feeling well at school. And they want me to pick him up yet again, giving me anxiety about my job security. My teenagers are pretty independent and don't need me so much, but he's the one taking the toll from the lack of individual attention. I don't know what to do at this point. The weight of responsibility, the burden of guilt, the sting of disappointment. I can feel it all, like a sharp knife cutting through my own pride. You, dear parent, are not alone in this struggle. I know what it's like to feel like you're shouldering the weight of the world on your own shoulders. I've been there myself, fighting for my own survival, my own pride, my own sense of self-worth. And I've seen it all too. The sacrifices, the struggles, the doubts that creep in like a thief in the night. And don't even get me started on that ex of yours. That piece of trash doesn't deserve the title of parent. He's abandoned his children, left them to fend for themselves, and then has the audacity to show up only when it's convenient for him. No, dear parent. You are a true warrior for fighting against that kind of toxicity. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a deep breath and let go of that guilt. Let go of those doubts. You are doing your best, and that's all anyone can ask for. You are a good parent, and your children love you for who you are. And remember this: when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling like you're drowning in responsibilities, just take a step back and focus on one thing at a time. Take care of yourself first. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you possibly take care of your children? And most importantly, don't be too hard on yourself. You are doing the best you can, and that's all anyone can ask for. Comment 1. I was your son when I was young. Single mom had to work 2 jobs to keep food on the table, a roof over our head, and clothes on our back. And she only had 2 sons while you've got 5 kids. Yes, it did suck as a child for my mom to miss most of my events. But my brother came to as many as he could. As I got older, I came to understand and appreciate the effort that she put into making sure my brother and I had the same opportunities as the kids around us. But I will not lie and say that now that she's gone, that I wouldn't have preferred more time with her, and less with the things that she made sure we had. You are doing a fantastic job as a mom to keep the essentials available for them, and you should be very proud of that. Enlist your other children, if possible, to attend events with him. Don't try to overparent them, but sibling bonds are a joyous thing in its own right. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the kind words. It's been an overwhelming day, but I did check him out of school and took him for ice cream. Just the 2 of us, and made some silly videos for him to unwind. I appreciate all of the support as I was really feeling down. I took some of you all's suggestions and talked to my older kids. They really are amazing, and reassured me they would help however they could, and also not ignore him so much while they're spending time with each other and their friends. I'm taking all of your suggestions into consideration, and I'll be setting Saturdays aside as family day, just watching movies, playing games, or binge-watching their shows and such. As for the little one, we're going to start spending more one-on-one time together. I do know that they all need me, but they also have friends and social lives, while he doesn't have much of that yet. Yes, he is grieving the loss of his dad's presence. It was truly helpful to hear some of you all express these feelings as a kid, and how much you appreciate your moms as adults. I just pray I can learn to minimize that now, and have him understand later. Thank you all so much. I understand how challenging it must be to balance everything right now, but it's clear that you're doing an incredible job. The effort you're putting into making each of your children feel valued and supported speaks volumes about your strength and dedication as a parent. Remember, it's not easy to face these battles, but it's through these struggles that we find our true power. Setting aside time for family activities and ensuring one-on-one moments with your little one is a brilliant move. It shows that you're attuned to their needs and willing to make the necessary sacrifices. Your older kid stepping up to help is also a testament to the strong family bonds you've built. Stay strong and keep pushing forward. Your little one will appreciate all the love and attention you're giving, even if it takes time for him to fully understand it. You're doing great, and don't forget to take care of yourself amidst all of this. Your strength is your greatest asset, and it's clear that your family is lucky to have you. Stay strong and keep fighting. Am I the a-hole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened, instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? My son was smart, smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. I had an RESP set up for him. That's the education fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, He could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way, I could use the money I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy one case. He knew I was joking, and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She is holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to Europe to drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son, beyond food and shelter, and stuff, obviously. Like I said, he is decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to go drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars. And I guess I am. I have to give back the government portion of the fund. But I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really impressed by your decision. You're doing something that's truly meaningful to you and your son, and that's amazing. I think it's awesome that you're honoring his memory by doing something that brings you joy and connects you to him. I know some people might say you're being irresponsible or wasteful, but I think that's a narrow-minded perspective. Your son's education fund is meant to be used for his education, not necessarily to be saved or invested. And if you're using it to do something that makes you happy and brings you closer to your son, that's what matters. I also think it's great that you're not bowing down to pressure from your ex or anyone else. You're doing what feels right for you, and that takes a lot of courage. It's clear that you're still grieving and dealing with a lot of emotions, but it sounds like you're finding ways to cope and honor your son's memory. And honestly, if your son were here, I think he'd probably be laughing along with you and enjoying the beer trip too. He sounds like a smart and witty guy, and I bet he'd appreciate the humor and irony of his dad finally getting to go on the beer trip they always joked about. So yeah, I don't think you're an a-hole at all. In fact, I think you're doing something truly special and meaningful. Cheers to that! Comments. Sorry for your loss, OP. I think you're doing the right thing, and you're going to have a great time. If you're a beer drinker, you're going to love it here. In addition to the monk's beer, also try by their Abdikas, Paterkas, Trapistenkas artisanal abbey cheese, made by monks. It's freaking delicious with fresh, crusty bread. I recommend Delirium Bar, downtown Brussels. They have 2,000 plus beers on offer. Ask anyone at the bar for information. They know their stuff. 3 floors, good vibey music. Try the Absinthe Bar, opposite 2 great customer service there. And they'll walk you through the selection and how to drink it. The Tequila Bar on the corner serves lovely free sangrias with every shot. Also 3 floors but ambiance, and music is ground floor. Witness Janneke Peace and the Belgians' bizarre fondness for statues of children peeing right next to the Absinthe Bar. Make sure to throw a coin in for good luck. This is all in just one 30-100 FT cul-de-sac. Grande Place. Rub the Everard de Cercle statue for good luck if you come across it. Plus, Galerie du Roi is close by, and nice walk around too. You can buy chocolates until late into the night. waffle stands, and chip shops open all night. You can also buy nice beer at the night shops open all day and night. Also, it's 4 seasons in a day weather, so pack for all eventualities. Enjoy. Update. Hi everyone. We are on our way to the airport and on our way to Barcelona. We will be going to be in Europe for a month. The visit to the monks at Unfiltered will be the last part of our trip. 2 reasons. I don't want to lug beer bottles all over Spain, France, Belgium and Holland. Also, I am putting it off for as long as I can. For those of you that asked, my son's name is Ryan. He was an amazing kid. I don't know if he got his love of the microscopic world from me. I did teach him how to make his own sourdough starter, and I will be keeping his alive to make loaves and waffles with. His ashes are in our yard, on Mount Tremblant, on the shores of the St. Lawrence, and I will be taking some to Belgium. My grandfathers have many friends buried there, and I think they would approve. I thank everyone that offered to buy me a beer. And while I appreciate the offer, I'm pretty sure my liver and my wife would not have been happy with me. I will be with the monks on the week of June 23rd. If you would like to join me in a toast with your favorite drink of choice, I would love that more. I love knowing that people all around the world know about my son, and he would love knowing he was toasted in such a manner. I spoke with my wife, my ex-wife, her husband, and his son. I invited them to join us at my expense for the last week of my trip. My wife's stepson was friends with my son. I didn't know how close until we spoke. They are gaming buddies. They spoke almost every day playing online. He gave me a picture of my son I did not have. It is a picture of the 2 of them age about 14, 15 at my ex-wife's wedding to his father. My son looked great in his suit. I cried. He did too. We had a very awkward but heartfelt man hug. Then we laughed. They will be coming to say goodbye with us. After talking to my accountant and my lawyer, I was told that I could not have transferred him the value of the RESP. I have decided, after talking to my wife, that we are going to give him enough money to cover 1 year of tuition. Even after my trip, we will have money left over. I'm trying to do some good with it. I also said that he could call us anytime he needed, since he will be attending school close to us. So funny he got accepted here, and my son was accepted there. I want to thank everyone who shared their condolences with me. I want to especially thank everyone that helped me plan my visit to Belgium. I know we won't see each other, but you were invaluable. I don't think I will have much to say after this. Maybe I will post an update after the trip. Comments. I love updates like this. Too many people here get wrapped up in this ultimate moral right. Recognizing you're not the asshole, but you are in a position to help others, and choosing to do so is a lovely way to be, and something we should all aspire to. Enjoy! And what a wonderful gesture to invite your ex-wife, her husband, and their son to join you on the last week of your trip. It's clear that you're doing your best to honor your son's memory and bring closure to everyone involved. I'm glad to hear that you're doing some good with the remaining funds from the RESP. It's a beautiful way to keep your son's memory alive and make a positive impact on others. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and I wish you all the best on your trip.